I want to talk in this segment about Ireland, and I want to talk about it in the context of a theme that was introduced in Police State, namely the notion of a police planet. Many of the problems described in this movie aren't just happening in the United States, they're happening abroad. So, case in point, Ireland, public rebellion, or at least a rebellion in the streets. A lot of people are just disgusted by the fact that an Algerian immigrant, a guy now, the guy was an Irish citizen. He had been living in Ireland for about 10 years, but he's originally from Algeria, goes on a stabbing spree, and people are like, enough. They've seen the impact of illegal immigration. They have seen the government, turn a blind eye to it, and they have seen the impact on crime, on drugs, on the ruination of cities, on schools. And so you had people going nuts. Burning buses, and this was really a riot. It's come somewhat similar, I suppose, to some of the Antifa BLM riots, except this is a riot against the illegals and against the idea that the Irish government has been turning Ireland ultimately into a kind of free-for-all society, which the Irish don't want. And by the way, in some of these other countries like France, they do this in the name of anti-colonialism. In France, we got to take in the Moroccans and the Tunisians and the Algerians because guess what? Those were all, colonies of France. But listen, Ireland didn't colonize anybody. In fact, Ireland was colonized by the British. Ireland has always been, those are the native people of Ireland. They didn't come there from somewhere else and overthrow the natives or anything like that. So you don't have the experience that you had, for example, in Australia with the Aborigines or even in America with the native Indians. Ireland is white. Ireland is for the Irish. And yet, amazingly, the same kind of leftist guilt attacks on white supremacy and Ireland is too white. And I just heard the Irish Prime Minister talking about how Ireland is too white. And now they've proposed a hate speech bill, which is very extreme. It's a hate speech bill that covers your private conduct. And so if you don't give your password to your devices, if you're suspected of committing hate speech, up to 12 months in prison. If you don't let the state read messages between you and your spouse or you and others, 12 months in prison. Granted, Ireland doesn't have a First Amendment. In fact, your European countries in general take a little more. They don't have as strong a free speech protection as we do in this country. But nevertheless, they can put you in jail for memes that you have on your phone if they deem those to be threatening or if they deem those to be hate speech. This is very bad. Much worse than anything, by the way, we're dealing with in the United States. And then I see the Irish Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar, who I regret to say is part Indian. He goes, our incitement to hatred legislation is not up to date, and we need to update it. So this is the guy basically going, these tyrannical measures, we're not up to date with the latest tyrannical stuff that's going on, the latest techniques of social repression. We need to catch up. And then I saw a Green Party member, this is Pauline O'Reilly, a member of the Green Party in the Senate. We are restricting freedom, but we are doing it for the common good. Yes, you have rights, but they are restricted for the common good. Now, I don't mean to utterly dismiss the idea of the common good, but this is really a kind of a Nazi slogan. And I say this because here I have in front of me this is a quote attributed to Hitler, but it was a common theme in the Nazi days. Gemeinnütz geht vor Eigennütz. Horrible German pronunciations by me, but nevertheless, the common good before the individual good. So what is the difference between that slogan and what Pauline O'Reilly is saying? There's no difference. They're both making the same point, which is that individual rights don't really matter. They are subordinate to the common good. But the second point I want to make about all this is not simply to note a similarity to something the Nazis said, but also to say, what is the common good here? What common good is served by repressing people from being able to speak freely about these things? What common good is achieved by simply declaring what someone says, their own opinion, and an opinion often backed up by crime statistics, by things that you observe in the street. what common good is served by deeming it hate speech? Now, I grant you that you might say, well, there are certain people who feel threatened when you say things like that. Okay, so that's their good. But why is it the common good? The common good implies it is my good no less than your good. So let's say, for example, I say, let's get the illegals out of the country. Okay, that's my view. I strongly believe it. I have reason to believe it. And you're saying, well, that's going to make the illegal feel bad. Okay, well, that's his good. But my good is the opposite. My good is allowing me to speak. So if you're claiming that there's a common good, it should affect me and help me just like it's helping him. But it's not. It's actually hurting me and helping him. So that's not a common good. That's like taking money out of my pocket and putting it into his pocket and claiming I'm serving the common good. No, you're not. You're not serving the common good. You're serving his good at my expense. And so the point I'm trying to make here is all of this rhetorical flim-flam about the common good is just bogus. There is no common good being served here. These are leftist politicians serving their own constituency at the expense of others in Ireland. And that's really what's going on here. So I hope that this hate crimes bill goes down to defeat. I have no idea what the internal politics of Ireland are, what the chances are for it getting passed. But I can see that what's going on now is an effort, and this is very familiar from the point of view of the left, is they're now trying to demonize the people who were protesting against the original crimes, kind of in the same way that some people are now trying to demonize the Israelis for reacting to an offense perpetrated against them. Here's a sensible idea. Diversify your savings with physical precious metals while stockpiling silver in your home safe. This is Birch Gold Group's most popular special of the year, now through December 22nd. For every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they'll send you a 1-ounce silver eagle coin for free. Text Dinesh to 989898 to claim your eligibility now. You can purchase gold and silver and have it shipped directly to your home, or have Birch Gold's precious metals specialists help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold for no money out of pocket. And they'll send you free silver for every $5,000 you purchase. Keep it for yourself or give it to someone. Give something with real value as a stocking stuffer this year. Just text the keyword Dinesh to 989898 to claim your eligibility. With an A+ rating with a Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers, including me, now's the best time to buy gold from Birch Gold. Text Dinesh to 989898, claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases before December 22nd.